All right, so I muted everybody, Mike. All right, peace and black power, family. How everybody doing? I want to welcome y'all to another NCRBGZ Productions. On today, we have a good show lined up for the family. What we're actually going to do today is we have members from the movie Freedom of North Carolina. It's an upcoming movie that's going to be coming out 2020. We're looking forward to big things with this movie. It's groundbreaking, breathtaking. It's going to have you in your seats ready to it's a good thing that's coming out. And what I wanted to do was to introduce and interview everybody in the world, to the director, the writer, the everything, director, writer. He done it all. To James Jones, and let him give you a breakdown of the movie, where it came from, the thought process. And then we have Miss Mona, who's playing a role in the movie, and Mr. Carmichael Griffin, who's also playing a role in the movie. Y'all want to introduce yourselves one by one. You can start with James, go to Mona, then Carmichael, and just introduce yourselves to the family right now. Now I'm muted y'all, Mike. Y'all gonna unmute them.
What's up, family? What's up, family? This is James Jones, pretty much founder of Freedom of North Carolina. That's what it's so much. That's what it is. It's a new organization that basically really focus more on us as individuals, us as people. Pretty much with using entertainment as a vehicle, taking content that's never been explained before, or in a way that we can understand it, so pretty much just creating and just putting something together. I'm all about creating something totally different, especially here in North Carolina, and that's what it is.
All right, Miss Mona, you next. I'm gonna mute you. I think you're unmuted, Mona.
Okay, good evening, greetings, family and friends. I am Mona Epps, and I am playing a role during the slavery period on a former plantation here in North Carolina, and I am playing a house slave. I want to give a shout out to our director and producer, Mr. James Jones, for having such vision for this movie / mini series, because that's what it is. It's mini series. It's going to bring the journey that some of our ancestors have taken, being here in America during the period of slavery, to who we are, and why we might have been enslaved and oppressed because of the strength and just the power that we possess, which sometimes can be seen as a threat. And this is me speaking. I so think that each and every one of you will be excited, thrilled, and really appreciate the vision and the work behind this miniseries. So stay tuned.
Y'all, I'm trying to come up with a better way so I don't have to unmute y'all and mute y'all. Maybe y'all can do it yourselves, because it's a delay. So Carmichael, can you unmute yourself? Can you see? Because all right, and I'm gonna mute myself. Okay.
All right. Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Carmichael Griffin. I play the role of Sylvester in the Freedom of North Carolina movie. Sylvester is the eldest brother of 5 siblings. and he's pretty much the reluctant one. He loves his family dearly, as they all love each other, but he's pretty much the only one that is trying to convince everyone not to run. I don't want to give away too much. I'm also very privileged to be a part of this project. The director, James Jones, much props to him and his vision. I'm just again just honored to be a part of the project. Besides that, I really don't want to say too much because I don't want to give too much away. But you've seen many different slave films, I'm sure many have, but we're trying to take a entirely different approach. Essentially, they're all kind of the same thing. It's about a family, and many tried to get away. Many families tried to get away, but we're just trying to show you a totally different perspective. There are many perspectives that can be taken, but we're trying to give you just another one to keep the dream alive, the hope alive, and I'm sure that you'll definitely enjoy it. It's gonna have you at the edge of your seat, that's for sure.
Okay, all right. And also, I don't even think I mentioned, I'm also playing in the movie family. Actually, my name is Stuart in the movie, and I'm a big brother, but not as big as old as Mr. Carmichael. But me and Carmichael clash in the movie. So because I'm more of a revolutionary in the movie. So I'm ready to just blow stuff up and burn the house down. But like everybody else, I want to thank James, for having the vision and even the fortitude, to make this thing happen. And actually, he gave us all the opportunity to build something that's great, and it shows a lot about his character. So yeah, I'm in the movie as well, so y'all can look forward to that, and we're gonna go from there. All right, so my first question I have is for James, and the question is, where did you get this idea that you can be a producer? Where you get this idea that you can create content or you can create movies? And how you think like that? Like, how do you think like that?
I honestly never thought that this film will even make it to where it is now from last year starting off, because it basically began as a music video. No more than that. It was from the video that you was in as well. If you remember, we was kind of just conversing, and we was like, man, what if we can we can take it a step further and create a film out of this type of content. Something for us. You know what I mean? We hear a lot of noise out there today that really doesn't really tell our story. If it's vocally or if it's something that's being popped up on the screen where you can actually visualize it yourself. But we don't have enough of those storytelling. So I'm a creator, man, a visionary, man, and never, to be honest with you, Stuart, man, I never really thought I'd be where I am now. And I think that giving the powers to the high supreme, man, and just be able to pull out what's in me, just all the gifts and talents that I have, man. So that ain't it. It's plenty more. And I believe that we all have things that we pull out each and every day, man. So these are one of those things. I'm beating the craft, and trying to be the best at it. You know what I'm saying? It was one thing I remember, what's her name? Miss Lisa from out of Washington, basically. I used to keep saying, like, the new Spike Lee. But like she was telling me, we don't need a new Spike Lee. We need a James Jones. And hey, I'm here to be able to lead that legacy and to create.
That's what's up right there. Miss Mona, my question to you is, how are you able to take some of your personal experience that you have in life and implement it into the role that you play on the movie?
You just dig down into that character. our director say, I love to say, let's get into character. So it's a character. And so any skill sets or experiences that others had that I've conversed with people on, or movies I've watched, I'm just able to get into character. It may not be necessarily my experience, and it may be my experience, but I'm able to get into character. I can assume the character that is vetted out for their particular role, and go with it.
Okay, that's a great answer. And the same question for you, Carmichael. Look, how are you able to take, some of the stories or events that happen in your life and apply it to the character that you're playing in this movie?
Wow, that's a big question for me. But to keep it short, I'll just say that I've been through quite a bit in my life. Being that me and Sylvester are actually around the same age, and he's dealing with some very, very difficult times in his life for his age. I can totally relate to that, as in, I literally have very big obstacles that I'm still dealing with right now in my life. And so with that being said, he's a little rough around the edges. He has a pretty quick temper. Now, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but he's also the wisest of the group. Now, that's not to say I feel like I'm wiser than everyone else, but I believe in my heart, through my pain and struggling and suffering, it has acquired me the state of mind that doesn't come without going through what I've been through. So with all that being said, that's what I feel like makes me relate to my character, because of pretty much what I just said. All just having life experiences that have been really, really rough, and being able to draw from that, being able to implement it into my character.
Okay. And also look like we have Miss Lisa that have joined the conversation. Miss Lisa, how you doing? Do you want to take yourself off mute? I'll mute your mic, and you can introduce your name and the character you playing to everybody in the movie.
Okay, you are unmuted by host. Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Evans, and I am playing Rosa. This is Sarah's mom as a character. That's it. Back up, you money.
All right, Miss Lisa. So the same question I asked Mr. Carmichael and Miss Mona, I'm gonna ask you. How are you able to take some of your experiences that you have and things that you have went through in your life, and been able to implement that into the character that you're playing for the movie?
Well, for one, I'm familiar because I am a mother, and I have kids, so that number one part plays a major role when you're dealing with your kids and they have things that they're doing in their life and you find out about. So I feel that part. And when they're keeping something from you. So that character at this time of me being a mother, playing a mother, and I am a mother, it really hits home. I could say it really hits home, especially when you have kids that are holding something back from you. And what she's holding back is something very important to her. And she didn't know how to let her mom know what she's planning to do. So, yeah, I feel like it plays a major part in my life because I have kids. and it's a relation to their life. If they should want to come forward and tell me something, how would I react if they was trying to keep something like this from me?
Okay, that was a good answer. Like everybody else, you know, but with me, this is a childhood dream. I always said I was gonna be a movie star. Look, I always said I was gonna be a movie star. I said I was gonna be the president of the United States of America. Like these are things that I have said that I was gonna do. So it's just me stepping into my shoes. All jokes aside, though, but you know, as far as my role in the movie, you know, I just implemented myself into it, and it's really it's really me. That's why my name is Stewart. If you think about it, I didn't want no other name because the character that I'm playing is really me. If I was living back then, this is how it would be. I don't think that I would have been a passive slave in all actuality. I don't think that I could have went through it without running. I would have been a slave to always get caught all the time. And they bring me back and beat me. And as soon as I heal up, I'm going again. And Master Mike would have got it a couple times, you know. But that's just the way I am. That's just the spirit that's within me. That I always had that rebellious spirit. So you know, and I hate to say it, but I always challenged authority. And that's just real. So you know, that's just me, and that's just I think I fit the role for my character. I think is me head on. So that's what I would say. As far as you know, the you know one thing I'm gonna say that for a question. All right, so back to you, Mr. James. You know, like when like how did the idea of getting to Crestwell, the slave plantation, like how did you work that out? Because I think that's major that you was able to actually get us recording at an actual slave plantation. Like where that thought come from? Like who think like that? Like
Man.
like you know that's
Yeah,
the
man.
question I have.
Well, I mean, I think it was just another part of my the vision, man. To make it as real as possible. How can I make it real as possible? Than doing it at you know, a plantation. Not only just a plantation, the third biggest plantation in North Carolina. So I remember going there for the very first time. A few guys with me, and we pretty much did like the 1 hour tour where they kind of shared with us, you know, about Josiah Collins, who was the master then, and Josiah Collins, when he died, Junior took over, and just pretty much of how many slaves that was there, and just by being the biggest, one of the biggest plantations that actually had over 100,000 acres of swampy land, it was just a maze to me. So I was like, man, I gotta try to figure out how can I book or reserve, or you know, how can I actually record here. A lot of times, man, I don't have the answer, so I kind of go and look up certain things, you know what I mean? So me just really just making phone calls or talking to them, them giving me contact numbers of who to speak with pertaining the park itself, and ran by the Raleigh, North Carolina Historic Parks. It was a bit of red tape in the beginning because it took a little over a month and a half for them to even contact me back. But after they figured out what I was doing, what I wanted to do out there, I believe things began to be easier. You know, so to me, it was just another, you know, challenge to me, like, you know, something that I've hurdled over, you know, and I don't never think of nothing that's too big that I can't do. You know what I mean? I think that's one of the worst things you tell any man, or a black man myself. Tell me what I can't do. I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? So I may not be rich, I may not be Tyler Perry, or any of them, but I will make some things happen. And I'm just at applaud just to have it there, and I thank them for allowing me and my staff, you know, to shoot out there, because it's a very historic spot. You know, like you said, it's our ancestors that has walked that same land that we are reenacting on. You know, that's kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of, you know, when you listen to it, you know, we're acting on a land that was once, you know, ran, you know, by slave owners and things of that nature, and we're reenacting these things. So I'm spiritually as well, man. So, you know, it was a very deep thing that I felt. Hairs standing on the top of my arms, man. Like when I first got there, just walking in those different homes and the hospital, because I like to visualize certain things, regardless if they're there or not. I like to put things there so I can visualize seeing some of the slaves, you know, they working and the kids playing and the you know what I mean? So it was just mind blowing, man, just to be able to have that there, and really do something with it, you know?
Okay. All right. That's powerful. So for Mona, Carl, Michael, Miss Lisa, and myself, this is the question for us. Starting with you, Mona. Since playing the role, how have this changed, or if it haven't changed, how has it impacted your life since you have took on, you know, the role in this movie?
How have it impacted my life since I've taken on the role? Well, it has provided an opportunity, yet another opportunity. I grew up in an environment, my paternal side, who taught me a lot about history. Goes further back than the slave period in the United States. And so this role kind of just brought back to me some teaching about that period, versus the teaching sometimes that we provide in our schools, as I'm an educator, in the history books and so forth. So it kind of gives me latitude to share that story with that, you know, based on a role with my children, people I'm coming in contact with who are watching the snippets that our director is putting out, and as they are following and anxiously waiting for the release of this miniseries. That's how it's kind of impacted. People are very excited. They want to know. They just want to see how this movie will resonate with them. So that's how it's kind of impacted me. I'm having a role in the fact that people are waiting to see how this miniseries will resonate with them based on their experience as being Black, African American, or, you know, however we want to refer to them or they refer to themselves. You know, everyone's different. And I'm kind of keeping it short so people can follow.
Okay. All right. Carl, Michael.
It's impacted me, to be kind of short and sweet about it also, in several different ways. But I say the most important thing that has impacted me is, once again, having the privilege to be part of something that I feel like is so amazing, because it's telling an actual story about our people, you know. And but I think more than anything, I'm impacted by being around you all, cast members, producer. There's no doubt in my mind that it was meant for all of us to be a part of this, specifically us. Something about us that is that the universe brought together and put us in this particular position. There's so many things running through my mind, man. It's hard to answer that question the way I really want to, but it's also impacted me in a way that it was my first time ever going to that plantation. Actually, a plantation, period. It's my first time visiting one. And when I first got there, I literally got watery-eyed, because I'm like James, I'm a very visual person also, very physical person. So once I got there and I actually envisioned being in a place that our actual ancestors lived and suffered and died, and oh man, it just took me another mental notch. It made me appreciate life more. It made me appreciate who I am even more. And it made me appreciate y'all even more, as a people. It just made me appreciate us as a people, to be quite simple about it.
That's a great answer. About making me about to say hallelujah here.
Amen.
Amen.
And let the church say, the mosque say,
Amen. All right, Miss Lisa.
Amen and amen.
I am so excited and happy and astonished at all in one, because I have the opportunity to be amongst some of the most talented, beautiful people. I have never been a part of anything so phenomenal in my life. It's educational for me as well, because I have never been on a plantation. I've read and I was raised in church, but some of the things that we dealt with, it has nothing to do with being a part of something that has so much meaning. For as the character, I only had like 2 weeks to study this character, and I'm not totally happy with myself because I don't think I really put forth, because I couldn't remember most of my lines. And I know Mr. James said not to be word for word, but I know I just want to show this character as being a strong mother that's willing to be there for her daughter and willing to make that change. And I look at it as it's a change for my life as well, to be able to be amongst people that and not have a negative thought about, because once upon a time in my life I had a negative thought about people. Of course, sometimes we need to change our people when we have negativeness all the time. And this has been something that has given me inspiration, because I'm happy. I'm around so many people. I have learned so much. I can see so much different on another level. So this is like that level in my life now that I've reached, that I'm so happy about, because I feel like I could do anything just being among my Black people that have showed me a way and offered me a part of being a part of a family, joining doing this. So that's what I got to say about it.
Okay. I thank you. And like y'all, I had never been on a plantation either. So it was my first time actually going to a plantation. And the greatest thing about it is I actually get to take my children to a plantation and let them see it, because they from a different generation than my time. So it's a great thing to let them see it. But initially when I went there, I was enraged. I didn't show it, but I was enraged and I was mad, man. and I actually went live the first time I went there, and I kind of put it out there on my live stream. But I was upset, but at the same time, you know, I had never been to a plantation, but I can imagine. And when I went there, it's like the ancestors was calling our names. See, like the way I feel about it, we about to be the voice for the voiceless. See, a lot of the things that our ancestors went through, especially here in North Carolina, we don't know about. We don't hear about the stories at the plantations here. We don't really know. Like I was telling somebody a couple weeks ago, we don't know if they have you know, put money away and stashed it and the slaves and ain't never been found. So I felt like we are speaking for the voiceless. We're speaking for those that has been shut up. And James is giving us the opportunity to not only let the world see out of North Carolina, but the different mentalities of each individual person that's playing roles. We best believe that during that time, this thought process was in individual people as well. And we're just being able to bring this to the screen. And I think it's a beautiful and a wonderful thing. And, you know, I'm very humbled. You know, I laugh and joke because that's me. But deep inside, I'm very humbled to be a part of something like this because I understand when we're etching in our names for greatness, history, doing stuff that ain't never been done before. It's breaking barriers. And I actually truly understand that. So I might not show it, but deep inside, I understand what the bigger ramifications of what we are doing is. Um, now, this my next question is to James. And then after this set of questions, maybe we can show the trailer to the movie, and we can go from there. But my question to you, James, is what do you say to those who say, here go another slave movie? Every time black folks do a movie, they always gotta be slaves. I'm tired of being slaves. You know, what do you say to people like that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, because I've heard it. I heard it. You know, there's people that have you know, kind of told it to me directly, and there's a few that, you know, they kind of hold back or want to tell me but don't have, never got the guts to kind of tell me or express how they really feel. But I think that's what makes this film different. It's different than Roots. It's different than Amistad. It's different than your other slavery movies, because those movies does shed light on just only a partial of our history, just the stagnation of our history. We already know and believe that that's not where it starts, you know? So I never believed, even within my ancestors, that we was born slaves. You know, we was enslaved, but we wasn't born slaves. I know there's the quality that we bring within ourselves, amongst others, the royalty and the just being kings and queens. That's where it is. That's where the beginning is. So within this film of Freedom of North Carolina, it starts out that way when they are enslaved. When Sarah, who doesn't know who she really is, you know, not just by the title of her name, but by her true identity. She don't know exactly who she is. We go through that every day, real life within our true identity. We try to compare our true identity within certain things, if it's Christianity or within some type of religious system, but that's not ultimate who we are. Those are just attachments. So what I've just, I feel like with this Freedom of North Carolina, it shares this family, or it brings to the table of this family that was born into, onto this plantation. They was enslaved for, I believe it was 2 generations. And when they do run, and without giving out too much, they don't just head north, as we always know through history, you know, from the film of Harriet. You know, the underground was basically built or was designed to get slaves and for their escape to freedom. And a lot of times they went north. But I wanted to have a twist within that, and to be able to bring this family into a part of a land that carries royalty within it. A land that when they see others that looks just like them, they, you know, they at all like, you know, scared, but at the end of the day, they don't know what's going on when they see themselves. But these people will be the people that will bring them back into the original of who they are, you know, within that true identity. And I think that's where it kind of is a bit of twist, and where it is different, because it shares our story more in a better light, where it tells my daughters, or your grandmother, or my aunt, your friend, that, you know, regardless of where we come from, that doesn't define who we are. I can be from the projects, Morewood, KP, but it doesn't define who I am. You understand what I'm saying? So when Sarah gets there, and when her true identity is basically revealed in front of her, and then the consciousness where she begin to understand who they are, the power that they have and what they bring, that's it. Nothing else. From there, when a man knows or a woman knows who they are, there's no going back. You understand what I'm saying? So when Sarah begins to know that my name is not Sarah, oh, this is not my language, this is my culture, that's it. And that's what we want to share. Because I feel that now, 2019 going into 2020, this movie not only speaks about the slavery and things of that nature, it also speaks more in depth of the power of who we are. That's why I really want people to see it. You know, it's about pulling out of you what's in you. It's nothing that you have to attach to yourself. You understand what I'm saying? We got people that try to attach money, boom, and believe that it brings them happiness or some type of love. You got people that attach themselves with all types of things, and that's not what it is about. And I believe, and I think that's why Tyler Perry, and somewhat, I'm very inspired by him and the other great people, because they do the unknown. Those are the few, or the few chosen that step out and do the unknown. You got a lot of people that talk, but a lot of people that doesn't just, they walk it or step out there on faith and believe it, regardless on what's in my pocket, or regardless on how this is going to turn out, or, you know, it's beyond just who we are, man. And I feel like when we come into ourselves and knowing who we are, everything else, man, we can have. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about just materialistic things, but just this world itself. This world is ours, you know, and we can shape and create our reality. I truly believe that. You know, my tomorrow, I can create and shape my reality from my tomorrow. I can wake up and be better, call people out of names, and that's what comes out of my mouth and what echoes back into the universe is what's going to come back. But if I speak positive about certain things, I'm gonna do what I have to do. I'm gonna work, I'm gonna grind, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. It comes back, you know, and that's what I've learned about the universe, man. When you put out great seeds, man, that's what it reaps. It reaps great seeds. And that's what it's basically about, man. I feel like we're planting a great film into the core of this earth. And out of that, before the fertile of the grounds, before it began to start pretty much piercing out of the ground, what happens? the plant is already developing underneath the ground. That's what's more important. It's not so much when it peers out of the ground where we begin to see it, because we want, oh yeah, that's the plant. That, you know, we want to see it or touch it or whatever, but it's mostly what's under the ground is where the magic begins. And I feel like with the Freedom of North Carolina and what we're doing and the change of mind that we can be able to do within our young generation, even elders, older people, it's going to be phenomenal. And it's a great way to bring awareness, entertainment. And I think that's what mostly, I know for sure for youth, that's how you get them. If you want them to know something about history, something about who they are, put it into music, put it into film, make it interesting. You understand what I'm saying? That's how you catch them, especially within our generation. And I just feel like, man, it's going to be so phenomenal when it do come out. Right now, I feel like everything is already done. We just fulfilling what God has already spoken, bro.
That was wonderful. We have DS Epps and Gilbert Epps that just joined us. They also are members of the cast, and I'm gonna give y'all the opportunity to introduce yourselves to the audience. You know, say talk about the role that you're playing and how you know, playing this role have changed your life, or how you have taken things in your personal life and applied it to the role that you playing. So Miss DS Epps, we're gonna mute your mic and let you go first.
Good evening. Well, I'm just extra helping James out. Any support that I can give to him, you know, he always can count on me.
I call you.
I think that everything is going well from what I'm seeing. It's definitely life-changing. Lessons and history to be learned. That's all I can think of right now, but I think it's just great things ahead. And I always believe you are the creator of your own destiny.
My destiny.
Thank you.
Great words, great words. Mr. Gilbert, let me unmute your mic. You next, sir. I don't know, Mr. Gilbert. I can't unmute it. I'm trying. Hold on. There you go.
There you go. I'm just honored to be a part of this movement. James has a vision, and he's moving forward with it. And I just like the way he elaborates everything. Everybody gets together and make this film go forward. So it's a blessing to be part of this.
All right. Thank you, sir. So what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna play the trailer just for the world who haven't seen it already. We're gonna play the trailer, and then once we play the trailer, we can open it up, and you know, everybody can say what they want to say. I don't have any more questions. If anybody else got any questions that you want to ask, you can ask. All right, so y'all bear with me now, because I ain't perfect with this. So we're gonna see how it goes. Let me see. All right, share my screen. Share. No, that ain't. All right. So let me see.
History has a way of revealing to us the truth. A handful of kids that were chosen to go to an African American museum in a little town called Washington, North Carolina. What seems to be an ordinary school trip only to learn history became an out-of-body experience back into the past of their ancestors.
Have you heard about the Jones family escape from Creswell County?
What did they do?
You've never heard of that story? And how they use foods, clothing, nursery rhymes, songs to be able to get to their freedom? Let me tell you about the rutabaga story. You know what a rutabaga is, right? Well, what they would do, they would hide in the pine woods. And then a free black woman would sell vegetables on the waterfront. And she'd walk up the pine woods going, rutabagas, got your rutabagas, rutabagas, got your rutabagas.
You say you want an empire. You say you want to be a king. People falling at your feet.
I heard Samantha say she ain't doing all that good. Master Ward's out trying to make sure everybody's taken care of. I'm gonna go down in the view and I'll let you know when I get back.
You fools quit playing. Playing just too much. This is serious. This is about all of us. I see all the possibilities, but really, it's really about Sarah.
But let's just talk about the big house. I need to get in. You need to get in. Yes. What the hell is your problem?
Don't you want to be free?
Of course I want to be free. We all want to be free. We love you, little sister. You know what can happen to you if you get over there in that big house? Answer me.
I want to get up out of here, okay? I don't know about y'all.
Only thing we gotta do is outsmart John and Billy. I know Todd ain't the option, but I's tired right now.
Brother man, outsmart who? What are you talking about?
John and Billy.
Man, I hope you got a good plan.
I know what he's talking about. At least I think. I hope
Well,
it
then you
ain't
tell
what
me
I
that
think.
plan.
God's gonna help us.
On that night, they escape in the midst of the darkness while the world sleeps. The family grabbed what they could, and they disappeared in the woods. From the dry leaves crackling under their feet, trying hard to be very quiet. One step closer to freedom is what they all envisioned.
Look, I'm telling you the same thing I told him. I'm either going with y'all or without y'all. That's it.
You lost your...
We slaves out here, man. Master and them not playing with us.
For a good cause.
Man, either we gonna stand for something or we gonna fall for nothing. Right?
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Nat Turner did it. We're gonna do it even better. We're gonna tear this shit up. Burn this motherfucker.
Okay, Nat Turner. Well, tell me this. Can you read? Well, I got 3 children that I care about, and I brought them into this bullshit. This same shit we here complaining about, trying to run from right now, I brought them into this shit. That's why I'm crying.
All right. I think we're back. Yeah, we're back. Okay. I'm gonna open it up to y'all, man. I'm opening up to y'all. Y'all can ask any question, say anything y'all want to say, anything you want to talk about, anything you got going on, upcoming, anything. I'm gonna leave it up to y'all. I just wanted to say that, to piggyback on what James was saying about creating your content, everything in life starts with a thought, believe it or not. And anybody tell you otherwise, they don't know what they're talking about. Everything starts with a thought. You have to think it first. Once you think it, then you can bring it into fruition. So what James talking about planting that seed, he right. It ain't what you see on top of the ground that matters. It's what's going on under the ground. And hold on, oh, we got technical difficulties. Give me a second. Okay, but yeah, like and like we create our own narratives, man, and I believe that you speak things into existence, and you got to know thyself. And that's the great thing about this movie with me, is because it gives us the opportunity to look into. I'm talking about for the state of North Carolina. Understand, when I'm talking about North Carolina. For the state of North Carolina, it gives us opportunity to look at where we at, where we came from, and where we going, man. And that's always something that you need to know, is know thyself, know the power within. And y'all on YouTube, y'all know me. I talk all the time. So I'm trying to give everybody else the opportunity to y'all go ahead and say what y'all want to say. But I just know that it's a great opportunity, and and something that he said, I will say this, and I'm not gonna say this for later. As far as going into 2020, he hit it right on the head. This movie is coming in perfect timing. When I tell you perfect, I'm talking about perfect timing, because we are moving into the year 2020. Now we're moving away. Now some say the 400 years is over with. 2019 in Africa is the year of the return. People have been returning back to Africa. They said the year of return, meaning the 400 years. But understand, I'm talking about from a standpoint of where we're heading and where we were. We are moving into a new age. We're moving into a new time period. We're moving into the time of Aquarius. We're moving into the period where it is to know thyself. There's no more belief. Is what can you show and prove, and our younger generation need to see where they came from. And it's perfect timing, because a lot of people are getting out of the old thought frame that we have and now are moving into a more knowing who they are, knowing the power within, knowing that Black is beautiful, knowing that we were kings and queens, knowing that what they portray on the media about us ain't absolutely true. Knowing that since we've been here, they've been having their foot on our neck for a reason. You don't keep no people down for no reason. We ain't at the bottom of the totem pole for no reason. We're at the bottom because they know if they give us a fair and a open field, we start from the same spot, we will surpass them. And I'm talking about everybody, because they all come from us. But with that being said, y'all go ahead before I start ranting, man. Come on, James, get in here, man.
Oh man, yeah, man. I mean, I think that's it, bro. Just really, just I speak about creating because that's my universe now. You know what I mean? Like, if I can't create, brother, I'd rather not be here. And I feel that that's one of the most powerful thing that the Creator has given all of us, man, as well as, the fresh air that our ancestors breathe over us is the power of creating, man. And it just goes a long way when you create, when you speak things into existence, but truly believe, not just only speak it, but don't believe it, but just that's part of the ingredients to speak it and believe it and pursue it. And I think that's where I'm at right now. That's how, with my experience, that's what I had to do in that role. I had to pursue it. And that's with action. That's with doing things the unnormed way. When people say no, when doors close up in your face, man. And that's with anything, not just this film. That's with anything that you want to pursue. Go for it. Go as hard as you can to achieve those things, because why? You're worth it. You deserve it. It's for you. And if you know the potential that you have, the power that you have, it's for you, you know. And I think some of our people fail to realize that, and I think that's why we have, our chosen ones to remind them to speak those things into their ears. Our youth, even older generation, you're never too old to become, never too old to chase your dreams, and that was one thing. Stuart, you said something earlier. Well, it wasn't earlier, it was pretty much a previous text you put in the group about the film of what was that film that Eddie Murphy did?
Dolomite. I Am
The
Dolomite.
Dolomite.
Yeah, Dolomite.
And if you've seen that film, it's a very amazing, it's a humorous film, but a very amazing, inspirational film. When I saw it, I've seen the very first one. I had no choice. My granddaddy made me watch it. But actually watching his behind the scene of how he got there was so amazing. Doing the unknown, you understand what I'm saying? Chasing after the dream, at the end of the day, and it came to him, because he believed it. Well, he said what he was going to do. He was going to create it, but he also not only said it, that he created it, but he also believed it, as well as he pursued it. And I feel like that's where I'm at with this film, and especially with everyone, pursue it, do what you have to do to obtain what is yours. I feel like, with me, I got 4 girls, and especially with the oldest one, that's what I tell them, regardless of what school teaches them, and that they can achieve and believe they can do whatever they want to do. And that's not when they grow up. You know what I mean? I think that's what the world wants. I think that's the thing that the world puts on them. What you want to be when you grow up. No, what you can do now. It's just a whole change of thought, change of mind when you think that way, because you can look up some things that you got a 10-year-old that's doing this, a 9-year-old that invented this. And you know what I'm saying? So we are all creators in our own way. And I think that's one of the main purposes, because we have many purposes, but I think that's one of the main purposes, to create, and not only to create, but to benefit others as well while you create. And that's what I'm doing here for the Freedom of North Carolina, man.
All right, anybody else? I mean, it's open mic, man. Y'all can mute y'all mics and just,
I'll just say again that I'm just honored and privileged to be a part of this whole process. I know, and just like you said, James, about pushing out good stuff into the universe. I totally believe the more good you push out, well, whatever you push out into the universe will definitely come back to you. But for sure, you want to practice pushing good stuff out into the universe, because obviously we all want to have good stuff come back to us. So that's ultimately what I strive to do, push good stuff, good energy out into the universe so I can have good stuff come back to me. And I believe that's what I'm doing. And again, I feel like it's meant to be. It's me being a part of this group of talented, ambitious Black people. It's a beautiful thing to me. So that's just where my mind is right now, just holding on to that good energy and continuing to push it out to the universe, waiting for my return.
Gilbert, DS, Lisa, y'all chime in. Okay, well maybe they don't, but I'm with y'all with that energy and speaking it into the universe, man, because you know, and I'm trying to, man. I be going on tangents, man, so I'm trying to be calm, but you know, you have to speak things into the universe, man, and when James say that word creators, like, go ahead, Miss Lisa, please save me.
Well, like I was saying earlier, I'm still just honored to be able to be allowed to be amongst y'all guys. We're never too old to learn, so it's a learning thing for me. Experience to be around amongst other people with their talents. Just a good thing. I just need positive things in my life because I've dealt with so much negative things. So this is a change for me. It's like giving me the hope that I need, that I can achieve, I can do better, and regardless of where I've been in my life, the negative things, that there's a positive side. And seeing all my peers and people that they're so influential with the good coming out, it's just like it's a attachment, like it'll just draw you in, and that's what it's doing. It's like drawing me in to want to be happy, wants to be amongst, and just sharing the love and being able to cherish this moment, because like I said, this is something that I would never see myself. I would say that once upon a time I did say this because I had went to prison. I was like, I used to tell the guards, I'm gonna write a book, and I did try to write a book, and I want my story told about what happened. So this now is like, it's giving me that inspiration that, hey, and one thing I can say is sometimes we don't see what's coming, but it's a way of how, when you get lining up with it, the right people will be in the right place for you at the right time. So I look at it like now it's my time. I'm in the right place at the right time. And just having people that give me, or just feel like, hey, I can do this, give me that inspiration and that motivation and wanting me to do, it's like a good thing for me. Like I'm so happy to be amongst y'all. I really am. Even when I felt like I wasn't doing such a good job, I like had PJ, everybody was like, don't worry about it. That made me feel so good. Like the love is like, it's real, it's genuine amongst our people. And that's something that I like. I love having the positiveness of our people.
You said a mouthful there. I don't know what I done done. I done something. But you said a mouthful there, Miss Lisa. Gilbert DS, because basically, Miss Lisa, y'all, come on, y'all, save me now. I'm asking y'all to save me by talking. So, but Miss Lisa, what basically everything we're speaking about is my yacht, and it's just something that we've been so removed from that we really don't even understand it, because a lot of times we've been taught to look for help outside of self. That's the way we've been taught this. I mean, all of us have been taught this since we've been children, unless you've been raised around conscious parents or aware parents. But most of us have been taught to look for stuff outside of self, not understanding that the Creator gave us everything we needed when the Creator created us. Everything that we need is within. It's just a matter of us allowing it to do what it do. Like, something I always tell people is like, when you cut your hand or you cut your arm, it's gonna heal itself automatically. Now you can give medicine to make it better, heal faster. You don't want germs, you don't want to get it infected. But most of the time when you cut yourself, your body will heal itself. So what I'm saying is we are decoded to heal everything that we go through. We're decoded to heal it and get over it and move on it. And that's what makes this journey that we on great, because we all have to experience certain things ourselves to get where we're going. You get what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna walk the same, we're not gonna walk the same paths. we all gonna walk different ways, but that's what's so unique about this journey is that we all can take different paths, but we all gonna end up at the same place. And you get what I'm saying? We all have a greater understanding of what we didn't think we know back then, but everything that we were going through was nothing but preparing us to step into our greatness. And it's just a matter of us stepping into it, accepting it, and pushing it forward. And like, you know, some people say real recognize real. And that's what we say in the streets. Real recognize real. But good energy also attracts good energy. That's the same thing. I'm just not saying real record. Positive energy will attract positive energy. And you stay around positive people, you always gonna get positive things coming to you. And one of my mottos is, if I'm the smartest one in the group, then I don't need to be in this group. Because I don't want to think I'm the smartest one. I want somebody to be pushing me. You get what I'm saying? Because no one person know it all. Only a dummy think they know it all. But at the same time, you want to have people around you that are successful, that's kind of doing better than what you're doing, to give you that motivation, not to get stagnant at where you at. And that's what I look at as we one big family, and we all pulling off each other. And you know, it's a great thing. Y'all come on, get in here and talk now. Y'all don't know I talk all the time, boy. I ain't afraid of this mic. I ain't afraid of this camera. I don't care. I get up here and I talk. So y'all get in, because we're going to shut it down. Well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get ready to shut it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give everybody the opportunity to close. I'm going to let James close out. I'm going to start off so I can be quiet. All right, and then we can just go down and everybody can say their whatever they want to say, and we'll let James end it. You know what I'm saying? But what I want to say is I want to thank everybody that participated in this. I want to thank everybody that may look at it on YouTube. Hopefully, I saved it and I do it right and I can upload it to the video to the channel. If not, then we done it, but we got it out of our system, even if it ain't recorded. But hopefully I done everything right, so I real better put it post it on the page. But I just want to thank everybody for being a part of this, man, and look forward to more stuff, because we're gonna be more interactive with this movie. We're gonna do things that other people don't do with movies, because this is the whole purpose of what we're doing. We're not asking for nobody to give us a seat at the table. Fuck it, we're gonna build our own table. We're gonna kick the door down. We're gonna build our own table. We're gonna put our own chairs. You're gonna ask us to come eat with us, and we might not let you come. You get what I'm saying? If your soul ain't right, we might tell you stay outside. You know what I'm saying? We'll give you slops. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we're doing. So, you know,
oh my God.
I want to thank everybody for looking and believing in us. And, you know, peace. I'll see y'all in the next video.
Peace.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I just want to say thank you also. I think I like to thank everybody that is supporting us, pushing that good energy towards us. And that's all I think I need to say is just thank you. Thank you for all the good support.
And I second notion it, the same thing. I say, thank you guys. I love y'all for showing the sister love, seeing potential in me, because some I might not have seen it in myself, but others do. Sometimes we need that extra pair of eyes and to be able to guide us along. Because I ain't gonna say that I didn't, because I do. I definitely do. Sometimes I don't see everything clearly. And this has been an experience that I'm looking forward to, and being amongst people with so much talent. As I said, y'all guys are phenomenal. Everyone on the set, definitely. This is a pleasure, and I will definitely be amongst the journey and prepared to be there with it.
Well, I guess I'm next, right? Well, like I've said, I've verbally told you guys, man, but I appreciate every last one of you guys, man, every individual. even though the final result is not completed yet, it's done. And what I mean about that is everything is already completed. That's the way I think. That's the way I believe. And it's going to be great, where it's not only going to benefit myself, but it will benefit others as well. And that's what I look at this film of being a door opener for individuals as well, who may want it to be, like Stuart said, you know, this is one of my dreams of being an actor or the president of the United States. Like, just giving you guys that momentum of just, regardless of where we are, we can do it, we can make it, and we can create it. And I appreciate every last one of you guys. You guys just don't understand. It's a lot. It's a challenge of just getting people involved because of where we are, you know, the mindset of people that's here. I have lived in other places, from New York even down to Atlanta, and the mindset and all pretty much slight differently than here. So anytime when you're doing something different in this area, of course, you know, people will kind of shy away from it. People is not understanding it, not supportive, but that's them. You know, I don't beat myself up about it. You know, that's what their job to do. My job is to be able to fulfill it. That's what that's what gives me balance. I can't let none of those things distract me or where I'm going or where I want to take this. But like I said before, we couldn't do this without you. I'm telling you. I may be the engine, but with just only the engine with no wheels on that vehicle, your vehicle ain't going anywhere, right? Or without any gas, but you got a $50,000 car in there, your car ain't moving. You understand what I'm saying? Or your alternator's missing. You gotta have every component. You gotta have every component that it lines itself up to make this vehicle move. And every last one of you guys carries some type of piece within this vehicle. You know, if it's Carmichael who's bringing in more of you like the motor, you know what I mean? Or you don't want to keep the timing belt rolling in. You understand what I'm saying? So because there's a lot of things that I've asked you because you have that experience. You've done theater before. You understand what I'm saying? You worked with David Payton during his prime. So, you know, I would go to you and get certain good, if it's ideas, suggestions, what you think about this, or even down to you writing the third episode. You know, I trust you with that. So I want everyone to know that every last one of you guys carry a piece of opponent, some type of piece that's on this board. And all of you guys are, to me, are powerful in a way. Without you guys, I can't do it. Like I tell them, I tell PJ that all the time. I can't do it without the certain people. But I believe, like you said, Miss Lisa, as well as you, Stuart, when the universe aligns itself up with each other, where people meet each other, regardless of their circumstances, situations, everything aligns itself up. You know what I mean? I mean, even though this just is for a film, it's bigger than that, because I can learn something from each and one of you guys. I have learned something, to better myself in my personal life. You understand what I'm saying? So it makes me a better me, and I'm always becoming. So thank you guys. Definitely thank you guys. And I'm just looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward to what's already there. And that's it. We're just trying to get there, but it's already finished. And I'm just looking forward to just so much that's in store. Every possibilities, the doors that can open. I'm just looking for the best out of it, and that's what I'm believing. And it's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen. We're gonna all look back at it and like, yo, Stuart made that video. You know, it's gonna be that type of, and that's a lot of times that's how life plays out. You know, because whenever you believe, you speak things into existence, and you know, things will happen in timing. You know, things will happen in timing, and doors will open in your favor. You know, so thank you guys so much. And I'm looking forward to working with you guys each and every day, man, so we can get this thing going, and we can impact the world in a way that no one won't, you know, they won't even, you know, they won't even know where we coming at it when we put it out, man. You know, so it's gonna happen.